Hello everyone, this is Mark Van de Wuttering of the Brainwagon blog, and this is a demo of my 1Keyer project, the 1K Code Contest Challenge entry. I haven't actually had as much time to work on this during my Christmas break as I'd hoped. As usual, family things intervene, and as anybody knows, I'm actually not that much of a hardware hacker. I tinker things together with software, and so I haven't really converted this into a finished project yet. But basically, the idea is to actually interface with one of these. This is a little iambic paddle controller, and I've had this for a while, but I disassembled it before I stored it, and I lost these little cap screws, and which form the electrical contacts. And because the specifications on the website said 9/16, I ordered some 9/16 ones, and they're too short to actually hook up properly. So I haven't been able to really test this with this key yet. But what I did do is I set up a pair of little push buttons. So this is the DIT one, and this is the DA one. And you can see I've got a speaker here, which is just being driven directly from the pins. This actually came from one of those greeting cards that would play sound for you. So I disassembled it, and if you ever get one of those, scavenge the speakers out of them after they're dead, assuming the card doesn't have huge sentimental value anyway. And you can use them for Arduino projects. I find that pretty cool. The code is set up to do a 700 hertz audio tone. And so the basic idea for any of these iambic paddles, if you actually had the real key, if you push the left one, you get a DIT, that's an E. And then if you push the right one, you get a DA, that's a T. And if you hold both of them down, like if you could start with the right and then hold the left one down, it'll alternate dot and dash, which is how you can make a C, which hopefully, that's a C, da, dit, da, dit. So you can see I did that with just two contacts, basically. If you want to do an A, you can go da, oops, see, now I'm not so great with I'm not great with the paddles either, but the switches are a little bit tricky. I've set this to 12 words per minute, which perhaps is a little fast for using these keys, but there's an A. N is the opposite. M is da da, right, O. And okay, so that's not all that exciting. You could probably do this without a whole bunch of keys. But if you actually come over here, you can see that this is running my code, and it's actually outputting all those letters onto the keyboard via the serial port. So E is E. So you can set E's. You can send S, right? Type T. Anyway, so all this works. So that's kind of cool. You can actually use this, I think, as a trainer. If you had a real key, you could sort of get used to actually sending letters and verify that you're actually sending the right letter properly. You can also type on the keyboard, and it will actually send all the keys that you want. So and you could actually type ahead. And so anyway, so this is the basic functionality is all working. I think that if it's about right around 1,000 bytes. I haven't checked the last version of this. I had to fix a couple of small bugs. But there's no reason that this couldn't be run on one of those little Arduino minis, of which I have floating around here somewhere. But anyway, oh, here's one. So eventually, you know, one of these little guys instead of the larger Arduino. You can get these for about $3 from China, and it would work perfectly fine, even at 8 megahertz. I think this is a 3.3 volt, 8 megahertz one, but I could be wrong. It's wired up to the serial cable. But so this is the progress report. I don't know that I'm actually going to get much done with this before the January 5th deadline. So I don't think I'm in the running for any wins as far as the project goes. But I know that a lot of people are interested in ham radio projects. My previous Morse code keyer with Arduino were pretty successful things on my blog. If this code is useful to you, feel free to use it. I've placed it under a 2-clause MIT license on my GitHub page, github.com/brainwagon. And you feel free to use the code and hopefully improve it and make it better. Someday I'll probably get this wired up to one of my many little toy transmitters, and that'll be kind of fun to play with. This has been Mark Van de Wettering with my 1K challenge entry, the 1Keyer.